What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Christo here, and we have been pretty busy out in the shed. Pretty stoked to have gotten the LS back in the Dale 30. Joel and Carl came around the other night and gave me a hand wrestle that back into place once I got all the motor and everything back together. But we still do have a heap of work to do on that. And last night didn't really go to plan because, well, have a look at this. Okay guys, so it's like 12:30 Friday night. Finally got all this intake off with all this smog stuff and all the wiring. It's like an absolute pain in the ass to get the intake off, but got everything ready. Just got to loosen this head off. I've already cracked all these bolts, so should just come. Oh. Alright guys, so what I thought was the head gasket was leaking in. Appears to actually be a very cracked head. Don't even really need to point it out, you can see it pretty clearly. So that's definitely not ideal. I was hoping to just pretty much whack a new head gasket in this weekend and get it back on the road, but I have to hunt down another head. I don't think it'll be worth even bothering trying to fix it, weld it up and remachine it or anything. Which that sucks. That definitely sucks, but at least we've got the E30 we can keep working on while we search for some parts for this. Dang it! I was hoping it was going to be a nice easy head gasket. Right, we'll cut forward and see what we're going to do. So obviously while I search for a new head, so poor Betty the Bourbon's going to be sitting neglected for a while I try and find either another head or another set of heads or something. So I figured we'll spend a few hours on the Dale 30 again today, rip into it.
That's incredible!
I do need to heat wrap the other side header, get that on, and then start getting all the front subframe and everything bolted up underneath, and pretty much just piece it all back together until it's ready to go. I did forget to buy an oil filter and oil, so I'm going to have to maybe run tomorrow and grab that. See how we go if we end up going to the city. Okay guys, so a handy trick if you're heat wrapping exhaust manifolds and stuff like that is to soak it in water. As you just open it up, unwind it a bit, and then just chuck it in the water. Let it sit for like 10-15 minutes. And it seems to wrap a lot tighter and smoother when it's wet, and as it dries out it almost like tightens onto the actual exhaust manifold. It's just way easier to work when it's wet. Alrighty, so we've got that header that we just wrapped in and mounted up. It actually looks pretty good. There's a little bit of a black gap there that you can just see. It's not really perfect, but it'll do. Definitely looks a lot better. Also chucked the plugs in as well. So now what I'm thinking is I might pull the front subframe over, start getting all that bolted back up, because then I can at least have the motor sitting where it needs to sit back on the mounts. I think it's actually over this way a bit, it's just touching the chassis rail. So I think we'll drag that over and get that mounted up. Then we'll be looking pretty good.
approximately 10 hours later.
Alright guys, so I just got stuck in for a few hours then. Didn't really record much, couple of time lapses, but got the car pretty much ready to go. So everything on the motor's all in, bolted up, all the hoses, everything's all hooked up. Got the front struts and everything back in, all the front on. The only thing I'm waiting for is some wiring. I just wanted to redo one of the eyelets on the alternator cable. But Jacob's got my big crimpers at the moment, so he's going to drop those around later on tonight. Get that cable on, and then it's pretty much just wait for oil and filter. So I'm pretty excited now. It's going to be good to hear this thing making some noise again. So while we wait for Jacob and try and suss out this, I figured I'd chuck through some of the clips that I got on a couple weekends ago. Went down with Guy and Ra from 7-2 Motorsport in Taupo, and just went along for the weekend just to help Guy do some filming and stuff for him for his YouTube channel. We'll cut to some clips of that now. It was a super good weekend. What's up guys? We made it. Exactly 200 kilometers from Waihi, and we are at Taupo Motorsport Park. And I am super excited for this weekend. Just the first and second round of D1NZ. So let's go have a look at some people shredding. By the time I got my cameras all set up and ready, Guy was well and truly into practice. And he's looking damn good considering all the changes that had just been made to the car and the amount of new gear that was in it. Ra was also out there slaying up pretty much straight away. So with Jake spotting for Guy and Ra this season, I managed to actually spend a bit of time with them and learn a heap about where the car should be on track and driving and stuff like that. You see here, Guy decided to do some off-roading, so we had to bust out the welder and do a few quick repairs. Alrighty guys, I hope you enjoyed those videos from Taupo. I'll chuck a link in the description to Guy's channel. He's got a full-length video up with all the details and everything from the weekend. More in-depth look into it. Let me know what you thought about this video in the comments. I'm trying to put a lot more effort into the actual editing and going to look at starting doing more like voiceover style stuff. So please let me know on any ways I can improve the content down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.